Here we are at 2418 Leghorn in Fort Collins. This is in Brown Farm subdivision. Looking around, most people do take care of their properties here. There are a couple people out here that do leave stuff out, trailers, boats, RVs out in front of their driveway. Have a couple guys over here to the south of me that are actually working on their cars outside, so in that realm there's no problems there from what I can tell. Landscape wise, you do got this big evergreen blue spruce actually that's hanging over the top of the house. Inspection will pop something up on that saying, hey, need to pull that away from the house so it's not degrading the shingles or the siding. Exterior paint wise, everything's in okay condition. It'll last another couple years on that end, but there's some chips, nicks, and scrapes on the outside exterior. Nothing major, but eventually it'd be good to repaint this, and there's some spots where the paint is peeling off and is showing some wear and tear over time. Concrete wise, small little hairline cracks just along the concrete, but nice and flat, no big heaving or anything like that from tree roots or any issues that I could really perceive on that side. Just a couple of the basic Colorado hairline cracks that everybody sees anymore. Exterior windows, everything on the windows actually look pretty good. Did not see in the property disclosure where exactly or what time they replaced windows, but these are not original windows to the house. Roof wise, I unfortunately cannot get any angle on the roof to see what the roof is like. I did talk to the realtor about the roof and they don't have an idea. Just having to look at the property disclosure again, and we'll try and see if they had any information on it, but when I looked at it last night, did not see anything. Coming in, weather door, good shape, works just fine. Front door was repainted, so front door actually looks pretty dang clean. Really dark, sorry about that. So front door looks nice, painted well. Just small things, you know, whoever did some of the paint work in here went over and painted over the interior trim in some spots, and just isn't to 100% high quality. It wasn't like a professional painter came in here. This is all homeowner repainted from what I can tell. Coming in though, we're just on the entry level. Coming in, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stairs to go up from the main front door, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then another 8 stairs to go up to the main level, and then another 8 stairs to go down to the basement. Coming up to the main level, one thing I'll give them credit on is I think they did a good job with the can lighting and lighting in here. Things are nice and bright, and everything looks pretty clean in here. Like I said, paint job wise, when you guys do come and visit, you guys will probably see it just like I do. You have corners that are bleeding, so that just kind of shows me that the time wasn't taken on the paint job as well as other places have, but that's a pretty quick, easy fix to go in and get some repainting done in here. Texture wise, everything is a knockdown texture in here, so no popcorn ceilings, XYZ on that side. Main living room right here, plenty of space for TV, plenty of outlets as well for electronics. Living room does pop out to the front of the house. Got a little bit of coverage from the tree on the south side of the home. Your next door neighbor, it's nothing major on that side, but do want to show you, if they do park all their vehicles out front. So if you are out there working on your motorcycles or have extra vehicles or cars, again, in this neighborhood, no worries. Swinging around here, swings you over into the dining room area out to the back porch. They did put all kind of new light fixtures in here, so it does help really brighten it up. Flooring on the main floor, flooring looks good. I don't see many damages or nicks or scrapes or anything like that. Trim board, when they did put it back in, just small things that I noticed. but no caulking on the top, so just shows a little bit of a gap exposure, and then there's some little stains and things on the bottom side of the paint. But overall, great size up here. Plenty of space for furniture, kind of anything you had. Coming into the kitchen is all gallied off, so it's kind of in its own separate area. You got your open exposed pantry. I did not see that they left a door for the pantry, so it is just an open exposed pantry. Appliances, from what the realtor said, are all 6 months old at this point, so, and they do stay with the home. Cabinets, looks like the cabinets were actually redone professionally on that side. When it comes to repainting, they were just the old oak wood doors originally, so overall not too bad. A little dusty and dirty on them. It looks like when they did paint over them, looks like they might have not have cleaned them off perfectly on that side. But appliances, everything else looks good in here. Paint again in this area, just around the cabinetry and stuff. Just some bleeding from the edges and corners. So just little touch-up pieces there. Countertops are Formica countertops. You got 2 bar lights up at top here for your lighting in the kitchen. And nothing too much. I'm just going to double check down here on the dishwasher. Okay, yep. So dishwasher still has all its plastic on it, so you can always rip that plastic off. Sorry about that video there. But down at the bottom there, I'll show you just where that little ripple is at the bottom of the dishwasher. It's just the plastic, so that can come off, and that dishwasher will look brand spanking new. Window from the kitchen does look out to the backyard over the porch. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the kitchen area. Flooring in the kitchen looks good. Same deal, trim in the in the entire home. Could use a little love. You do have some joint separation in some areas on the floor that I've seen. Just a little bit bigger than your typical joints, and so over time those should seal in, but just something to keep aware of. Coming to the right here, again, just paint stuff. But you get just small cracks like that, just within the paint in some areas. Nice little coat closet, linen closet / storage for cleaning products. Just like anybody else who's ever painted in their entire life, they forgot about the door and how it gets a little tight. So there are some little nicks and scratches from the door going in and trying to fit it in, and it gets stuck a little bit. Coming down the main hallway to the bedrooms. Original thermostat for the furnace, which the furnace I know looks a little bit newer. Again, didn't see anything in the property disclosure. Realtor didn't know much about the furnace. AC unit outside is newer. So just something to think on that end. Coming into the first bedroom that faces out towards the west. This one does actually have a little bit of a mountain view to it of Horsetooth, which is pretty cool. As I zoom in way too far, but cool view of the Horsetooth Mountain up there from the first bedroom on the south side that looks out to the front of the house. All just the bulb can lightings in here, not can, but just the bulb lightings. No fans in this bedroom. Paint in this bedroom looks clean. Nothing major to concern about that. Trim again in this room could use a little bit of love. Closet's a good size. This one is probably about 8 foot across, 2 foot deep. A little dirty, dusty in there. Hadn't been cleaned, but not something too major. A couple little nicks and scrapes as well in the paint, but nothing that can't be cleaned up pretty quickly. Door on this one was repainted, but again, I think this might have been a homeowner repaint because they did paint around all the crevices, and just has gotten stuck over time and has had some type of curdling on the edges, just along the door lines. So coming from that first bedroom then that we were just in, swing right across the hallway to your bathroom for the upstairs. They did put in one of the Home Depot sinks, about $600, new lighting, new mirror, newer toilet. Flooring in here, I believe, is a tile. And then you do have your full bath in here. Could use a little updating, but fiberglass tub, looking in good shape. You also have the 4x4 inch tiles. The grout lines could use a little bit of cleaning, but again, small things. Just trying to point out everything I possibly can for you guys. That's about it for the bathroom in there. Got another linen closet here. Same issues as all the other doors. Just some off painting, and so could use a little love in that respect. Same little scratches and nicks from just being a little too tight. Swinging over, I'm believing this is going to be your attic access. I don't believe that's your whole house, fan, so yeah, it should be the attic access that's in the middle of the hallway. Swinging in, they have one room that is staged in here. This one does face the back of the house to the east. This would probably be this is the biggest bedroom out of them all, so I would consider this the master bedroom as well. Like I said, windows in the entire home are in pretty good condition. No seals so far that I can tell have been broken. This closet's a little bit smaller than the last closet in the other bedroom. So this closet is probably about 7 foot long, 2.5 foot deep. Just your basic bar. There is some space in here for some dressers as well. If you guys rock a king size bed, it'll be a little bit tighter in here. For reference, this looks like this is a queen bed. So to see if your guys' furniture can kind of fit in this area. Quick view of the outside backyard from this bedroom. This does have irrigation in it. I'm not sure where the irrigation goes, if it does go to the backyard. I didn't see any irrigation heads in the backyard, but I do know the front yard does have the irrigation heads. And then this is going to be the master bathroom. So they did update the floors in here, so actual tile flooring, dark gray. Master shower, quality-wise, actually looks really good. Looks like that was probably done by a professional, from what I can tell. Nice glass doors, really well done. Kind of that same Home Depot sink as well. Same light fixtures, so everything throughout is pretty consistent. One thing to note in the bathroom here is the texture on the walls. It's a little different than the rest of the house. It looks like it was someone tried to come in and do their own texture work and just did not come out the way they wanted it to. So something just to note, but it's pretty it's not very noticeable. Everything's solid on the wall too around the shower, so nothing that I can see leak wise. Again, just for reference, because this is a good spot to show you just kind of what the quality of the trim is and around the house. But coming down to this corner, you can just see where they just didn't go through and caulk some of the corners. They didn't go through and do the finish work on the trim board, which is little small gaps. And there's some areas where just the paint, because they didn't want to probably touch the tiles, the painting on the trim just isn't up to what I would consider my snuff level is. I might be a little more particular about trim than most people are, so just take it with a grain of salt. Another small little example of it, just kind of big gaps around. So again, super easy. Most of that stuff just takes recaulking and repainting. Some of the areas you might have to strip the paint off to repaint it and make it look smooth, but again, me being a little over the top. Coming into the third bedroom, Another good sized bedroom, big enough for a queen bed. Probably a full bed would be better if you wanted to create some space, or a good spot for an office. No ceiling fan in here either. Let me just double check this room. And in the master bedroom, no ceiling fan as well. Just throwing that out there. Plenty of outlets in these. They do have the Ethernet cables as well throughout this house too as well. I'm not going to open up this closet. This closet's the same exact size as the master bedroom is. And has the same deal, just the single bar across with the platform up top. But nothing else to really note on that end. We'll pop out to the back deck really quick. Show you guys kind of that. Back deck is in good shape. That was redone. Sliding glass door was redone recently as well. But back deck, really good shape. Nothing major to concern there. Railing is all solid, not wiggly or anything like that. So the deck was professionally done from what I can tell. No soft spots. Good condition there. Here's a little bit of a spot where I can see on the back side of the roof a little bit. See if I can get up there for you. There's a couple spots that are heaving around the fireplace area. That's pretty typical for out here. The rest of the roof looks like it's in pretty good shape. Again, it's pretty hard to see from my angle, unfortunately, so hopefully I'm getting a good enough video. There we go. So there's kind of what the back side, which is the east side of the roof, looks like. Squeezing back down. Exterior paint on the back side, just about the same as the front side. Small chips, nicks, scrapes. Will last a couple years with no problems, but could use some love at some point. Best example I can show you, just some small damage. But just some small damage where some of the siding has been cracked or has holes in it and has chip marks, probably from furniture that's been sitting around. You do have this bush that does lay up and across the back of the house, which inspectors will pull up on an inspection and say, hey, this needs to be taken away from the siding so the siding doesn't get more damaged over time. Backyard fence looks in pretty good shape. I went around and touched some of the spots to see how stable it was. Most of it is in good condition, isn't wobbly or weak in areas. The back fence is probably where the weakest sections are at, but again, it's not like it's fallen over or anything like that, but at some point you can use some supports and braces to help out. Coming over to the side, looking over to the top of the neighbors, you do have some good coverage with the trees here, and this is just kind of over to the side where they do have their dish panel. During the summertime, nice and quiet, really blocked off here. Wintertime, with a lot of the trees here, they will lose their leaves. So you will have exposure to your neighbors to the over here, which is towards the north. Your neighbors to the east, you'll have a little bit of a exposure to their backyard, but I believe this tree right in front right here should block most of it up. And then you have some coverage here, but you will lose most of it as well. So you'll be able to see into people's backyards, but looks like most people are pretty quiet around here, just based off of being here for the last 30 minutes or so. We'll check out the backyard when I get down to the basement, and we'll check it out from there. That's really about what it is for the top floor. Again, nothing major to look at. Only last thing to show you is just a small hairline crack that goes along right here. That's about the full length of the full seam. They went through and recocked it a little bit and tried to kind of cover it up, but could use a little extra love at some point. But again, just small little ticket items. Coming back downstairs, we're back at the front door here. Like I said, you do have the bi-level, so you do have stairs going up and down the house. Swinging around here. I know the floors from what the realtor said are newer. There was a couple little small scrapes and scratches around this area, but nothing too bad. Your basement does go to your garage, so you will have to go up these stairs and the other stairs to bring groceries up and to get to the master or the main living area. So just to keep that in mind. It is a 1-bedroom down here with a quarter bath for this floor. This is another good sized bedroom, could be a good office as well. Basement is where it kind of falls short a little bit more in terms of painting wise. This would be the area I would think needs a little more focus on the painting and just getting it cleaned up a little bit. But again, small little details, so nothing major that I can really point out. The flooring in here, you'll see a little more separation in the flooring as well. Looks like they probably sped through this one a little bit quicker when they were putting in the flooring, but overall, not a bad job. Closet in here is probably about 3 foot deep and 6 foot wide. Has a little extra storage on both sides as well. This will be a good spot for me to show you just kind of the bleeding. You know, someone tried to tape it off or tried to do a good job, but it can be just a challenge to do it if you don't know the right technique for repainting. So just corners where they bleed into the ceiling. Couple nicks and scratches on the walls as well. You do have under the closet space for storage. This is where they keep all their paints. So underneath the storage of the stairs, you do have your main water line shut off in the back right-hand corner there. Your irrigation shut off is there as well. So when it comes to shutting off the irrigation during the fall time, you'll just have to get in there to drain everything. And if you ever need to do any major work on the water lines, just getting in there, crawling in there quick just to shut off the main line shouldn't be hopefully too much of an issue. So from the closet there, we'll just jump out to the garage really quick, and then we'll work our way to the back living room area in the basement, and then outside. But garage is a big component to what you're looking for. Garage-wise, space, nice and deep on that side, but the sides of the garage are pretty short. So not much storage on each side of the garage, but you do have some extra storage towards the back of the garage. On the left-hand side here, I'll show you those in a sec, but that's where your water heater and furnace are at. Swinging around, show you kind of the full depth of the garage. It is deep enough to fit in a truck or larger SUV. The only downside is the roof. This is an 8-foot ceiling in here, so not much room up above for any extra storage. And you do have this beam that does go across that does take it to about 7 foot. So fitting a larger SUV height-wise could be a little bit of a challenge. Outlet-wise in the garage, you got plenty of outlets. You got at least one every 6 feet, and even some that are even closer along the bench line. Electrical panel, it is a 100 amp panel. Everything is filled up except for 2 spaces, so you could go in at some point and put in a 220 if you were feeling like that at some point for welder or any extracurricular activities. Garage does have a furnace / gas line that runs through it, so your gas line is on the north side of the garage. Runs across here and then runs to the heater for the garage. Garage-wise, you do have your irrigation clock. Like I said, I believe this is for out front. I don't believe they have an irrigation system out back, but it is a Rainbird system, so easy to operate. And then out your back side door here, it is a brand new side door, which is a nice deal. But this does take you to the north side of the backyard where your furnace unit, or sorry, AC unit is at. And this AC unit definitely is newer. This is something that they got back when they purchased the home, and they got a new AC unit to the home. I will double check and look at what the year is on the property disclosure, unless I can find it really quickly here. Give me a sec here. So unfortunately, I cannot find the AC unit year on that, but I will get that information for you as soon as I can. Your Xfinity utility lines are outside on the north side of the backyard. And then just a quick view of the backyard from the side lot. And then we'll go back out here in just a sec through the laundry room to show you guys that area. And that you do have access from inside the house to get to the backyard from the basement. Coming back into the garage. Nothing much else I could show you on that side. Small insulation. Garage door is not insulated as well, just for that heads up. And then you also do have in your garage your furnace room. So easy to get to wise, easy to maintain, easy to get to the furnace filters. This furnace definitely is in need of some work from what I can tell, just based off of kind of the quality, based off of how much dirt is in this area as well. So inspection wise, that will pop up, and it's probably something that we could negotiate on in terms of trying to get some extra money for you guys to put in a new furnace at some point, or just to be able to get some repairs done to it as well. Water heater was done back in 2016. Nothing major to note on it, other than the fact that it looks like everything was done pretty well and to standard. It looks like the venting hood is kind of fallen off on it, so that's something an inspector would pull. But it's got airflow coming through. I'm not sure if it's efficient enough for the water heater slash furnace, so again, something else that an inspector will bring up at some point. But nothing else major that I can talk about in the furnace room, other than the fact that it's just a little dirty, and you know, with dirt and furnaces and water heaters and all that fun stuff, it just over time that kind of beats up on them a little more. So keeping that clean in there, if you guys do find purchasing this house, keeping that furnace room clean, maybe even putting some plastic in there might be worthwhile, just to keep things a little nicer. We'll squeeze into the back living room here in a sec, but just wanted to show you guys just quickly. They do have all the new screens as well in the garage for the windows, so those are easy for putting on access wise. All right, coming from the garage into the main living room for the basement. It's decent enough space. Couch wise, it'd be pretty hard to fit a sectional in here, so a smaller couch with maybe some recliners would work pretty well in here. And then also from the garage, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in the video, so I apologize if I'm going back over it again, but from the garage you will have to take 8 stairs from here upwards, and then another 8 stairs to get to the main area where the kitchen and main master bedroom and everything else is at. So just letting you know that there's a couple stairs you'll have to deal with over time. Windows in the basement look like they're in good shape. Paint in here, same as everywhere else. Again, just could use a little extra love at some point. And also only has one light in the ceiling here. So going in and actually putting some canned lights in here would make a heck of a difference, just darkness wise. It's pretty dark in here, so perfect spot for a movie theater or just a nice quiet hangout spot, but could use some extra lights or some lamps around. Plenty of outlets for that as well. Coming into the laundry room, smallish laundry room, but has all the accesses, water, everything on that end. It is a linoleum flooring, which I think is a good deal, because your laundry room does actually have a egress step that comes up and out into the backyard. This does have a drain in it, so just keeping in mind that, you know, during those months where we do actually get some type of weather here, rain wise, just keep an eye on that to make sure that that drain is working correctly. If I was to do anything, I'd get an inspection and have someone go through and scope that to make sure that the thing isn't super clogged up already or is having any issues because of leaves or just, you know, storing water versus getting rid of it. But coming out to the backyard, plenty of space here, good for your pups. Nice privacy fence, so you're really not going to see much. Just like I talked before about wintertime, you'll see a few more people, but summertime, springtime, things will look pretty nice here. Paint underneath the stairs, about the same as the rest of the house. Could use some painting at some point below the stairs, exteriorly. Like I said earlier too, fence-wise, fence is all looking in pretty good shape. Good enough privacy fence too, to where if you had a little patio out back here in the backyard, you wouldn't really see your neighbors at all, even in the winter time. And that is pretty much it, guys, for this home. Overall, my thoughts on it is it's a good home. It needs some love, needs a little extra work here and there. Has a few little quirks, just, you know, design-wise, with the walls, with the trim. Exterior paint needs a little love. Furnace could use some attention at some point from what I can tell. But overall, bones of the house seem pretty good. Yeah, not much else I could really tell you guys on that side. This is one that I would definitely recommend you guys coming and checking out, obviously, and getting the final blessing on Thursday. But if anything else kind of pops up question-wise as we're kind of scanning around here for the last time, just let me know, and we'll see kind of what we can do in terms of information and seeing what else, other things that the seller could let us know that will help you guys out in the future. All right, guys, well, let me know your thoughts, and otherwise I will get to see you guys on Thursday.